Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, the 18th, and my morning has already started out weird, to say the least. Woke up this morning, I went to go make Jay-Ann a cup of coffee. Excuse me, I still got, like, crusties from sleep. So I made Jay-Ann her coffee. She wanted a straw. I forgot to get the straw. Let's just say this morning between me and Jerry, we started out as a comedy of errors. And the reason why I say it was comedy is just because it was funny. Jerry Ann and I have been having brain fog. I'm going to just put it for me. It was just, I'm out of work. I'm not on autopilot no more. And I'm just kind of like, okay, what am I supposed to do first? I know coffee's first. What's next? That kind of thing. Jerry, she wants to call it cancer brain, whatever. I think what it is because it's vector inactivity. Inactivity of both the physical and mental kind. Because I know when I don't have a routine, my brain just kind of goes, we're not going to work today. We're just going to chillax. And I'm like, no, I've got a list of things that need to be done around the house. Yes, I took everybody's advice and started writing down a list of things that needs to be done, so I can just look at that list and go, okay, we're going to do this. The only thing now is getting my body to do it, because like I said, I'm out of work and my brain does not want to function, and I have to sit there and go, okay, we can't just sit in front of a TV screen or a computer screen all day. We've got stuff to do. Yes, I do check in on Jerry and respond to her needs, which at first I was getting to the point, I'm getting to the point where it's just like, unless it's a 911 or you can't do it yourself. I mean, you literally cannot do it yourself. I can't get things done if you're constantly calling me and bugging me or whatnot. Which she doesn't do it that often. Yesterday, I think, was the exception, because yesterday we went to her dermatologist, and her dermatologist is very pleased with the healing process and the progression of the wounds healing. So we've listened to her, we've talked to her, and we're doing what she wants us to do. But she is happy of what we have been doing. She just thinks that we need to do it more than once a day, especially when it comes to her back treatments. Wait a minute, no, hold on, backtrack, Jim. Actually, she's satisfied with doing it once a day. I'm the one who wanted to do it twice a day, just to get things to get more progressive, more aggressive on the healing factor. But since the doctor's happy with the way things are going with what we've been doing lately, I'm leaving it alone. After her dermatologist appointment, we did some running around. We finally got to Dunkin' Donuts. So she got her donuts and she's happy. We did not go to the Dollar Tree, because when we pulled into the Dollar Tree at like 9:30, 10 o'clock, somewhere in there, mid-morning, let's just say, it was too crowded for her. So she just said, no, we'll try it a different day, or we'll go down to Salem. And I was like, okay, sure, no problem. I mean, yeah, okay, excuse me. Yeah, it's a pain in the rump to get her into her brace and get her out to the car and into the car and drive her to wherever she wants to go and get the wheelchair out. But you know what? I'm willing to do it. The biggest reason why I'm willing to do it is because, Vector, I got nothing better to do. I can either be at home trying to do whatever is on my list, or I could be taking Jerry to Dunkin' Donuts or Dollar Tree or grocery shopping or whatever. I mean, I think part of it is she's trying to get she's trying to get out of the house because she's been stuck in the house since November with very little outage. So it's getting nice outside. It's decent weather. Sure, I got nothing better to do. Let's do it. So there might be a chance later on, sometime today, unless she gets a text message or whatnot from one of the various people that comes in to look in on her, that they're going to be in by a certain time, and then it might be either we need to do it now or do it some other day. That's one of the things is most of the visiting people, between the doctors and not the doctors, the nurse, the well care person, the homemaker person, the pastor, the counselor, and we just found out that she's approved for a I don't know how to describe this person, but what I understand is the person is supposed to come in from like 12 to 3:30 to basically do whatever needs to be done. Sponge baths, cooking, cleaning, whatever. And I'm like, okay, I don't. I think it's I think she's supposed to be here 5 days out of the week or something like that, which is fine. It just means that if she wants to go out, it's either going to have to be early in the morning, shortly after I'm done with my morning routines, or later in the evening time after everybody's gone, after all the well care checkups. So I'm just kind of like, okay. I will just have to learn how to work around them or whatever. Now, this new person is supposed to be coming in for 3.5 hours thereabouts. Excuse me. I don't know what she cannot do. I don't know what their parameters are, but I'll just have to work around that, Heck, she might even be able to help me with some of the simple chores, simple things. But I'm waiting to find out what's going on with that, so I'm just kind of like, okay, we'll work around it. Sorry, folks. I had trouble getting to sleep last night. My brain was too overactive, which is normal for me because I'm a night person, not a day person. So, now that I don't have to work and I'm not like extremely tired by the time 8 o'clock rolls around. Last couple of nights I've been staying up until almost midnight, 1 o'clock last night. And then, of course, my alarm goes off at 8, and then 15 minutes later, Jerry's like, "Are you gonna get up? You should be getting up. Your alarm went off." All right, I'm getting up. Then, of course, I, being the person I am, got a little bit of a smart aleck attitude. And I went, that goes for you too. You can't, stay up until 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning and not get up until almost 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, and I'm the one getting up. But I was being a smart ass because, I'm like, body's trying to heal, sleep as much as you can. What happens with Jerry is she'll fall asleep at like 10, 11 o'clock. and wake up in the middle of the night for whatever. She has to use it, go to the restroom. She has to, or the commode, restroom, whatever. She's in too much pain. Something woke her up, like last night. I probably would have slept the whole night if she didn't wake me up at like 3:30. I forgot exactly what was going on, but I think what it was, she woke me up and asked me if I heard thunder, and I'm thinking, yeah, I've got the sound machine next to me that sounds like a thunderstorm with rain. And I was like, only what I've got over here. And she goes, oh, okay. And then about the time we both rolled over to fall back to sleep, or at least I rolled over to fall back to sleep, I didn't see the flash of lightning, but I heard that thunder. I'm like, yeah, okay. I heard that one. But other than those events, things went pretty smoothly. Yesterday, it went pretty smoothly. Jerry seemed to have a tidbit of more energy than normal, but then, of course, what happens a lot of times with either one of us is we'll have that energy and we go to use it, and once we've done using what we have, it's like Crash City. Because that's what happened with me yesterday. I had planned yesterday to start doing this list of chores when we got home from our running around, and then, she hit the proverbial wall, took a nap. I just kind of came in here. I sat here thinking, okay, I need to do this, this, and this. And then my body was like, no, you're not. No, we're not doing that today, Of course, I'm sitting here going, dude, it's been a week since I've been off work. Well, tomorrow will be a full week. 2 p.m. this afternoon will be the beginning of that, official week of being off, and I haven't started nothing yet. I've planned, I've plotted, I've got everything written out. I've got, my list of, things that need to be done in each room, that kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay, when are we going to start? Oh, yeah, I don't feel like doing it today. Or one thing or another creeped up and made me go, no, we're not doing that. So I've got to push myself. I've got to push myself. Jerry said she'd assist. She'd try to help push me without being too pushy. And I was like, well, there's sometimes I need to be pushed in a certain manner because my brain is just like not there. Of course, every so often Jerry and I we could get in our little spats, and I get upset, and things that I use for my defense sometimes is like, well, why did I use that? But last time we got into a spat, I was like, trying to do stuff, and she's like, what's important? What are you trying to do that's so important? I'm like, clean the house. That can wait. That's her answer. That can wait. And I'm like, what? That's been waiting for quite some time. And I'm tired of waiting, but she's right on the factor that she is more of a priority than trying to get, rooms cleaned up. So I'm like, okay, she's got a point there. But I've seen a few people on my channel tell me that, I should be taking better care of Jerry. And I'm sitting there going, I'm doing the best I can with what I've got, and I've lost a lot because of the factor I have not been able to care for myself. And the old adage of, if you're in a plane and the oxygen masks drop down, if you don't put that mask on yourself first, you can't really be of any assistance to the person next to you. And Jane, I've got to that point where it's like, okay, yeah, you need to take care of yourself more, but how much time do you need to take care of yourself before you focus on, you know, on her needs? And I'm like, yeah, that's the difficult part. It's like, where do I draw the line? And other than yesterday, because I don't know what was going on, she was just full of energy and couldn't do nothing much about it. So, yeah, she called me into the room on multiple occasions for simple stuff. And I'm like, that could have waited, you know. But I'm getting to that point where it's like, okay, I can do this. I really can. I can do what needs to be done around the house and not stress over, losing time or losing momentum because Jerry needs my assistance. I have nothing better to do, which is a good thing. So it's actually becoming a happy balance, a good balance. The only time I get upset is if I'm in the middle of something that's time critical, which ain't much, and she calls out to me. But hey, we're doing what we can do, and we're becoming happier and a little bit more stable, less stressed, and things of that nature. But the other thing that's been on my mind is, and I'm surprised at Jerry's momentum on this. She has been working diligently to start the process of doing a build or doing something in the minivan to convert it into an RV. And she's been watching all these different DIY videos and all these different people who have literally converted their minivan into an actual RV. And I watched a couple of them with her, and I'm like, that's interesting. That's an interesting idea. That's an interesting way of doing it. The only problem I can foresee for me is any of the woodworking that has to be done, any of the build that would need to be done. Because this last lady we watched, a couple of items that she bought for the conversion were just simple items from like IKEA or something like that. But her kitchen area, which took up the back end, the trunk area, was like a wall with all these different drawers and cabinets, and nothing. Everything was basically could hide in a cabinet and slide in, and then when she goes to stop to make food and whatnot, it's just everything slides out a certain way, and she has this like, I don't know how many, I forgot what size container it was, but it was a water bottle with a spout. And what it was is it was in the cabinet with a plate or a panel in front of it with holes in it so she can see how much water was in there with the light. She can light it up so she can look through the holes to see with the light how much water she's got in there. And underneath it was this pull-out drawer with a metal basin in it, or a metal pan, square pan in it, as her sink. And she can wash her hands and clean her dishes, and at the end of the day, dump the water out. Dump the water in either on the ground or in what she called a gray tank, but she didn't show a gray tank, so I'm assuming she tossed it out. And it didn't have a drain; it was just a metal basin, square metal basin. She had this one thing that pulled out that she can use as a platform to pull her I forgot what kind of camp stove it was, but it looked like a one or two burner like ran off of either butane or propane. Butane was easier because you don't have to have that big bottle that you'd have to unscrew or find a way to, either make the cabinet bigger or find a way to store it when it's not being plugged, when it's not being used. She had this spot where she had a one of those small cutting boards with a handle, slid into a spot. She just pulled it out and put it down on the surface and just, prep her foods. So, I mean, I'm looking at all these different builds. I'm sitting there going, well, we can take an idea from this, an idea from that, blah, 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 blah. And what she had for a bed was this platform that can be put together and then disassembled during the daytime or travel or whatnot, and a futon mattress. Like she bought the mattress but not the futon. I'm like, okay. And she showed how that during the day when she wanted to just sit in the back of the van and watch her iPad or whatever, and you trifold the mattress and just sit there. And I'm like, it's pretty good. That's interesting. So she's looking at different ideas, and she's already purchased one or two other accessories that she told me about this morning, and I've already like, what? But she's already getting affordable accessories. So it's like, cool. I'm gonna literally have to learn how to put cabinets, small cabinets together or whatnot, and we've got the Dremel for sanding. We've got the her father's old jigsaw for cutting. So it's just right now it's a matter of time. Some of the higher expense items are one of those things where it's like save up our money or wait till it goes on sale or try to look around for something similar but cheaper. So, I'm happy. I'm happy with the fact that our we're on the same page when it comes to this RVing thing. We're trying we're trying to look at new things and look at I think more like overhead costs, because it's like, let's see here, if we were to go to buy an actual RV from someplace like Campers World or something like that, it would cost us more money in the long run than if we were to try to convert the minivan into an RV type situation. Because the only thing with either vehicle, minivan is less maintenance compared to an RV. I already know how to drive the minivan, so that's not a problem. It's just, building it, putting it together, buying the wood and the necessary equipment or tools or whatever to get it set up and built up. We went online and looked at the specs, basically the dimensions of the back end of the RV online. We had to literally go back and look for dimensions for a 2013 Dodge Grand Caravan, and it gave us all the numbers and specs except for one or two areas that we have to measure ourselves, which is not a problem. Just get my trusty measuring tape and go out there and measure it and write down the measurements. That way we know what kind of room we have to deal with and how to set it up and things of that nature. The one thing that we're still kind of like not up in arms, but up in the air about is setting up the sleeping arrangement, because the person that we watched that had the same make and model vehicle we did suggested for 2 adults to actually they didn't really suggest it, but they implied that if there are 2 adults sleeping in the back end of the Dodge, in the back end of the vehicle, that both people would either have to be laying on their sides to be comfortable, or the other thing was to make it where the head of the bed was towards the front end of the vehicle, because then you don't have to deal with the space of the wheel well, because that's where your leg is going to be. And the way it sounded was, someone was doing a video saying that if you go to put a mattress, instead of build your own mattress, but put an actual mattress in there, that what did I say? A double would fit perfectly with a little bit of a gap. A queen would be tight, but could be doable if the mattress was kind of curved upwards, or if you built up where the mattress was above the cup holders, because then it would be on top of the cup holders, which means you would lose some of that usage, but it would be higher up and you would not have a lot of headspace. And I was kind of like, I wouldn't mind that, because I can tuck and roll. Jerry would be the only one who would have that problem because of her back and her leg and the whole 9 yards. Even though we don't plan on doing anything on RVing until the doctors give us the okay with her back and leg, which, according to the nurse, is healing up nicely. But we'll see about that. But we've been talking, and I'm surprised she's the one who's already jumped on it, because I'm usually the one that goes, oh, okay, we're going to do this. Let's get this, and this. And then we're going to have to do this, and then we're going to have... No, she's the one doing that. And I'm just kind of like, the only thing that's making me hesitate is the build, putting everything together. But hey, you know what? I'm willing to try it. I'm willing to do what I can, and learn from my mistakes, basically. So it's kind of like, okay, we'll try to do what we can, and maybe, just maybe, we might be able to get a little carpentry assistance or anything like that from friends or family. Ooh, I wonder. I've got 3 cousins in the state of Missouri who does. Oh, that's more like building the house, not building cabinets. I don't know, but maybe one of them can point me in the direction of somebody who would be willing to help for a small amount. Or if it was the way my family can be cheap labor, just feed us, But that's because family help family for practically nothing. Anyhow, today I'm going to start working in my mudroom pantry area. I need to put things back in there from when the guy was here to fix the washer. And then I need to go in and reorganize my pantry, because it's become whodunit ran, because I get lazy. I go to put away groceries that we got from the grocery store, and I'm just kind of like, I'm tired. I just want to put it where in in the general area where it belongs, and deal with it later. Well, later is now here. It's no longer later, it's now. So I'm going to work on that and see what else I can do today besides just the pantry stuff. Both Mom and Jerry has volunteered to, or offered to help. Jerry's willing to come out and help because she wants to get out of the bedroom. And I'm like, are you sure you're going to be able to do that? Because you know you're going to probably be in that brace for a good hour or two. So she was like, I'll see what I can do. And I'm like, I gave it some thought. And I was like, well, it'd be great if she could help. But one, she would not be able to do as much running as I would probably need an assistant to do. Mom can do some running as long as she gets breaks every so often. But the only area in the mudroom that I probably might need some help is the actual pantry. The rest of it is just organizing, rearranging, sweeping, mopping, dusting, which I don't know if my allergies can handle, but we'll see. So I'm just kind of like, I need to get a little bit of wake up, get a little bit more coffee to wake me up, and probably feed, make breakfast or something like that to feed Jerry, and that kind of stuff. So, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Trying to think what else I needed to do this morning or today. Oh, I need to do some containers of rice pudding for Jerry, so she can have that for snacks, and maybe some yogurt with some pureed blueberry strawberry compote type deal. So it is almost 10:15. So let me get off this and start on my day. Otherwise, I'm not going to get started because I'm already thinking of 100 different ways of copping out of doing anything, because parts of me wants to do it, parts of me is just kind of like, why do you have to do it? Why do we have to do it? That kind of thing. But anyhow, so if you enjoyed this little video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments about this video, go ahead and put it in there. If you're new to my channel and want to continue listening in on my craziness, which is your choice, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, or not a thumbs up. Go ahead to the subscribe button if you wish, and once you do that, a little bell pop up. Click on that bell, and YouTube will let you know when I put in my next video. So until tomorrow, you guys have a good day. Enjoy. Bye.